Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we have another great discussion for you today. Uh, this month actually sparks off a new series that we're doing. New series, I guess a new
Theme, I
idea for the
guess.
month.
Yeah.
Theme, there we go, that's the word. This month is actually Bad Movie Month. I've been trying to hound Jason about this for the last few months, but now we're finally doing it, and we're kicking it off with Doom, which is, I guess, a good name to
the the
kick it
the
off with. But it's from 2005. It's older. We consider it still new, but it's older. So still want to give spoiler warnings and let's do it. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I think the title Doom really like is poignant to this to
Yeah.
this theme for the month, and this was kind of like I was like I've seen this movie already like a long time ago, but it's like you forget how bad of a movie this was. And and I think it's like it like did it start like the bad like video game adaptations? No. But
No,
it very
because they
contributed
had
to
like
the
Mortal
bad.
Kombat in the 90s
That's true, yeah. Mortal Kombat,
and
what
Super
Super
Mario,
Mario?
which I
Yeah.
loved. Oh, and I used to love that piece of shit movie.
See, that's what I was kind of I was like hoping that like this is a shitty movie. Like
Hmm.
definitely it's a shitty movie, but I thought it was going to be like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty fun to watch and everything." Like
Yeah,
no, like this thing's kind
no.
of boring and everything, and
That was actually in my notes was it's an action movie, but it was slow. Like there was no like action packed hey, we're fight like towards the end there was fighting, but to start it off, you're like, okay, this is really slow for this to be a big budget action film with these big names.
right, right. We have Carl Urban who becomes like one of the main characters of The Boys,
The
and
Boys,
then the
that boy
woman
Butcher,
actress is the one from
yeah,
Gone
Gone
Girl.
Girl,
Yeah,
and a
and then
bunch
we
of
have The
other stuff.
Rock. He was still going by The Rock and
Yeah,
everything at
he was
that
still
point.
The
Now
Rock.
he's Dwayne Johnson.
Yo, he looks like a different person.
Right.
Like if you put The Rock and Dwayne Johnson together, you'd be like, these are two different guys.
Like Dwayne Johnson's like twice the size of that Rock. That's
Yeah,
something.
yeah. And so I remember when when the Mummy was it Mummy Returns that he was in, and he was Scorpion King, and then the
Yeah.
Scorpion King came out. And I was like, oh, this dude's a terrible actor, and this just showcased that even more, just how bad he was.
Then it's like it makes you wonder. Like the whole time I was watching this, it's like, did he like have to be this gigantic beast of a dude to like get other roles or something? Like I think
Had
he's
to,
a genuine nice guy and everything,
yeah,
and I think people like him. But like, yeah, these early viewings of his acting like does not produce into like
no,
where he's at now and
no,
everything.
like
But
not at all. Did you catch that? The movie was set in 2026.
no, actually,
They said that in the beginning, and I was like,
that's
that's 2 years from now, like 2 years technically from now. That's crazy.
yeah. Hey,
And
hey,
we're
we'll be
nowhere
going.
near living in space.
Well, we gotta find the portal to
Oh
from Earth
yeah.
to Mars and stuff, and start digging around, find a skeleton called Lucy and everything. Oh, wait, all right. Let me ask you this: what what do you know about the game Doom? Like this is if people don't know, this is based off the early PC game from id Software,
Yeah.
Doom and everything, and then there's some recent ones that are kind of like sequels to it. What do you know about Doom?
Not much. Like I knew more about I played Duke Nukem. I don't know if you remember Duke Nukem, but I
Yeah.
played that as a kid.
The
But I never
raunchy
played
version of Doom.
Doom. Basically, yeah. The crazy thing, I think I had a demo of it, so I would play that. But as a kid, my parents were like, "You can't play mature games." So Doom was. I used to see the poster, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks cool," but I never actually got to play it.
I played it. It was like one of my first like memories of like video games.
Hmm.
Especially playing on the PC and everything. But like in the game, you're the marine guy. You're a
Yeah,
guy that's like faceless and then you have to like figure out what's going on.
it's
And
like
there's a
Halo.
it's like Halo, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like, but then there's like a huge kind of like aspect of that. Hell is like open in like they open a portal to hell,
Hmm.
and then like some things come out and possess things, but then demons also come out. So there's like a big thing, and your guy goes into hell during the first like Doom game.
That would have been
So
way cooler than what this movie was, because
yeah,
it just felt like alien zombies.
I kind of like the immediately when I started like when it turned on, I had the feeling of they almost just reiterated the Resident Evil movie
Yes,
with Doom,
yes,
like just
yes,
like slap Doom onto it.
yes. Even the that big creature seemed like the same alien-like creature from Resident Evil.
Yeah, and the way that they like infect other things and stuff, like that's not part of Doom, unless
It
I'm
was
mistaken. And I'm sure someone will like tell or like I'm gonna look it up later and be like I am mistaken, but
was that just like that worm thing? It looked like a penis that just got kind of thrown
just
at
kind of
someone's
like
neck. It was so weird. Like this thing is gigantic and it's spitting out this worm that sucks on your neck and then you become infected.
see that's from my understanding that's not because
Hmm.
like you get possessed, and so there's like the lower ones, and then like
Hmm.
the big dude that's in the movie is like an
Yeah.
actual demon that kind of comes out from hell,
Oh, they
typically
didn't
like in the
go into
game
that
and
at
stuff.
all.
And it's like you hear some aspects that like they keep calling the facility, oh, this is like a living hell and stuff. So I
Hmm.
guess they didn't want to go too much into the like
The video game.
the like and also like this is hell and everything and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So then they had to figure out a way to change it to like Resident Evil and like
It's terrible.
it's
The CGI, like, yeah, CGI was bad. There was some moments. I think like some of the CGI was pretty good, especially for '05. But then other CGI was just complete dog shit.
And let me ask you this: when you're watching it, I like I have an LG OLED and everything, so it's supposed to like
Hmm.
show nice blacks and
The
everything. Like
blackest blacks.
yeah, like if it's like black, it's like dark and it's like
Hmm.
turned off on that section. Did this movie seem too dark?
Yeah,
Like half the time, I saw like just the
it
dude's
was like, huh?
eyeballs and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what they should have done in Five Nights at Freddy.
I maybe yeah, I think so. Like they like took the whole like alien aspect where it's like, all right, like we know everything's shitty, so let's turn down the
Yeah,
darkness. Like,
we don't need lights in here. They'll figure it out.
yeah,
No, so that was something that got me was when all of the soldiers are walking through the water
yeah,
and the rock is like, watch your step. And I'm like, bro, it's dark in here. I can't watch my step.
yeah, and it's not pleasurable for the viewer too, where you're like, I don't know if it was like, oh, like we want to like show like you're also scared too, you don't know what's around the corner and stuff,
Yeah, no. There was just
but
no music, it was no tension. It was bad.
nothing. You couldn't
You
understand
could
what
just
was going
watch it.
on.
Like not even a fly on the wall. You're just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like I'm
Let's
in the
let's
dark with
plan
them
it.
too. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
Dude,
do you like? What do you find good from this movie? I guess like we know this is gonna be a shitty movie, but is
um
there anything
yeah,
good?
like the sort of teleportation, that little orb that would
Oh
pop
yeah,
up. I liked the CGI of that. And then the first person shooter at the end, that point of view was cool as hell. I don't know why I messed up when I was typing my notes out yesterday, but I put acting in a like, and yeah, the acting was awful.
I don't know. I think you see why Carl Urban and the Gone Girl chick is like still around. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
a huge difference amongst them. And actually, the dude that plays Pinky, the dude in the wheelchair, I was like,
Hmm.
that guy's pretty funny and everything. And like, but all the other ones, the Marine people, they're all stereotypical douchebags, and they all
Hmm.
are like the same thing basically, but just like
Yeah,
a different race or just quieter that doesn't talk. Netherland talks too much.
they just have to like check off boxes. Like, all right, we need these military
Yeah.
guys. Let's put them in
the,
this film.
the guy that has a crazy Japanese name and they call him Mac. Patty was like, did his name, is that an acronym for his name? I was like, I don't know. I don't
Doubt
think
it.
so.
Doubt it. They just need something easy to say. Like,
And
what
to be
were
honest, what? To be honest, there's like four monsters that they're dealing with.
yeah,
If you think about it, there's like only a few things that are like walking around.
yeah, and then the Rock just goes crazy and starts killing everybody.
Yeah, because of the
Just,
mission. He's a marine.
just focused on we have to do this. That was what they told me. It's like, come on, man. Was there anything that you liked?
I don't know. I think what stands out is that like you assume when you're watching the movie that Dwayne Johnson is the Doom guy, is the main
Hmm.
character.
Yeah,
But it's kind of nice to like see that Carl Urban
yeah,
was the Doom guy, and he becomes that and everything, and that's why it kind of goes into that first person perspective for
yeah,
him because he is that main character that you're playing. So he was actually he's fairly good in this movie and everything, and I can see like again you can see why he kind of moves on to other things.
yeah.
Um, I kind of wanted to say like I don't know. I really wish that they did more of the story.
Mhm.
Like I wonder like because they had a callback to or like one of the main doctor that is like that starts the whole thing. I don't know
Oh,
if
the
you
Carmack guy?
notice Carmack. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the guy that created Doom basically is John
Hmm.
Carmack.
Ah,
And then there's also George Romero who kind of did all like those two guys they said that they were like geniuses creating Doom. And so
okay.
like John Carmack will take all the ideas and he will stay up all night and like code the idea out and stuff and like he would create the thing and then same thing with all the other programmers. Like they're not saying that John Carmack did everything in the
Hmm.
programming, but the dude goes on to make Oculus and everything, so like that VR
Shit.
headset and
Yeah,
everything. So the guy knew exactly what he was doing and like
yeah.
doing what he was doing on a computer that barely knew where it was.
That blows my mind. Like, what was created back then on the computers they had?
Right?
1 megabyte was a floppy disk. Like, what?
It's
Your
like,
phone is bigger than that. You can do more on your phone than they could do on their computers. It's
like
so crazy.
I've like knowing that like people have bought as many floppy disks as like but probably this thing can do.
Yes, yes.
And you were talking about like you said like you had a demo. Like remember you used to get those things in like the
Yeah.
mail, like in magazines and stuff, like you just stick it in your computer.
Game Informer would send you something. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I used to love those. I used to get like it was Sony. Sony used to send out, or I used to get them at the store, but they would have like multiple demos on one disc. So you get to play like one level of a game. I think that's how I ended up playing Doom eventually. So I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It kind of just throws you in the game.
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
like
that was.
nowadays you can find Doom everywhere. Like they've remade or kind of like modernized the Doom games recently,
Mhm.
and I played all of them. I played pretty much every single Doom.
Okay.
Whether or not I'm good at them, no, but
Hey, that doesn't matter. As long as you played it, that's all that
but
matters.
like I that's sort of like one of the things that I was like remember the in the beginning when the guy was like playing on like the little game console that he had when they're waiting for
Yeah,
them. They should have made him play Doom.
that would have been
Like
cool. That would have
like
been smart. Like,
yeah,
we have this opportunity. Let's use this.
people have Doom playing on a refrigerator right now, so it's like like I don't know. I
What,
think we're shitting on it.
what, one thing that came to mind, I don't think I actually came up with any ideas, but what do you think could have made this movie better? Do you think it like having more callbacks to the game or like having the story focus more on what the game focused on would have fixed the issues with this movie?
I think so. I think right now you're seeing that like video game adaptations don't do well when you go away from the source material because
Mhm.
you pretty much lose that audience automatically. Like look at the Halo. I don't know if you watched the Halo show on Paramount.
No, I think you told me it was bad, so I didn't even waste my
Yeah.
time.
So there's like for me, I spent a lot of time in the video games of Halo, and I'm not gonna watch a piece of crap that like did not even like pertain to the video game. It seemed like
Yeah.
it seemed like you just had the character just kind of pop into this new thing. So I think no matter what, you will automatically win over the audience of the video games if you stick with the like
The
kind of the
source material.
source material. Yeah. And then kind of go from there. I guess you can kind of, I don't know if it was like you were limited based off your technology at that time, because there's a demon in the
Mm,
game that like throws like a fireball and stuff. I
mhm.
don't know if they were like, oh, we can't do that. I don't know. Like,
No, but I think if we were to look up movies that came out in that same era, there was probably a bunch of CGI that could have been implemented. Because like
yeah,
even look at Jurassic Park came out like '95, and they had a whole T Rex.
yeah. And so it's like I think you have proof that you could do something better. And I think for me, the main thing would be kind of like sticking with the source material,
Hmm.
and and that will probably improve it probably like 50 fold for a lot of people. I don't know. What do you think?
I
Cinematography, I
think
guess.
that, yeah, I think that, and just yeah, focusing more on the visual. They had some moments that were kind of like the first person shooter point of view was cool, but that was at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, but overall, yeah, like you said, it was dark. The pace of the movie was just like, bleh. It's like, what the hell is going on? Okay, now we're in a tunnel. Now we're in a lab. Like it was a lot of just chaos. So I think if they would have focused in, which might have been just the story being bad that played into that. So yeah, there was a lot that they should have fixed, and I'm wondering how. I still wonder how movies get made
Right.
that end up being so bad because it seems like there's so many hoops you have to jump through to make a movie, and then you see something like this, and you're like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, and it's like almost like, who do you blame? Like, do you blame the
Yeah,
production company that doesn't like really like show up and be like, hey, like show us what you got for the first hour,
yeah.
and like, hey, no, don't like redo that or something.
Like this
And
is terrible.
you kind of get to a point where it's like you assume production companies are like, well, we spent all this time doing this, like now we just have to throw it out there and
Mm,
try to get some money out of it. And because it's like, all right, yeah, you said like so many hoops to go through for making a movie.
yeah.
You're not gonna go and scrap a movie and be like, hey,
Hey,
figure it out again or something, or
that
like,
Batgirl movie got scrapped, and that was $90 million. So
that is
I
true.
think they're willing. I think
I
at
don't know.
times they're willing to scrap some stuff, but
I think Disney
this
needs
is
to do that
one.
recently.
Yeah,
Needs to
I'm
look at
I'm
some
I'm
things and
seeing
just
the
throw it out.
Marvels next week, so I'm hoping that's at least halfway decent.
It's gonna be put onto our onto our
Bad
bad
movie
movie
month.
month. I don't
Like
know. What did you end up rating this movie? I guess that kind of like is pointing to what we thought about this movie.
I I gave it a one. That's probably being nice.
Me too. I didn't give it a one. I gave it a half a star, and
Okay.
I was like debating. I was like, all right, can I
Like,
give it a
should I give it a
one?
zero?
But the whole but the whole fight scene at the end, because that does not pertain to anything in Doom either. Like the only reason why you punch a bad guy in Doom is because you're out of bullets. so you're like the okay. They technically were done with their out of their bullets, I guess, in terms of they added that in, but they don't go into like a full on Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah. And then he pushes him through the arc transport thing, and he just gets cut in half. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know,
He's
but
super strong, but you can do all that. Like, come on.
so I ended up giving it a half a star. I kind of knew that this movie was kind of bad because noticing how Patty next to me would kind of like get distracted with something, and it's like, all right, this is kind of boring, and look at her phone, or like little things like that, or play with Maya and stuff while we're like doing something. And that I think shows you that like this thing's not gonna like keep your attention.
Mm-mm.
But it was fun to watch for this starting
Yeah.
off this
Like,
November.
I think that's how I looked at it. Was like, I know it's gonna be bad, but I want to see. I'm always excited to see how bad a bad movie is.
Yeah,
And so
and
this
it's
was, yeah,
like,
this is that first one. Like, oh yeah, this is really bad.
yeah, right, and it kind of shows you that like you're almost like shocked What the hell happened with these people and stuff. And
Yeah.
I guess I would want to look into like what did the director or the writer of this movie
Oh, I
go on
looked
to
up.
do.
The director made some stinkers after
Yeah.
this. I didn't look
So
up the
okay, the guy
writer.
sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Let me find this dude again. But that was one thing I looked up. Like, I wonder because you always hope, like, oh, hey, you made a stinker, but your next couple of films were great, or like you changed your whole career after that crappy film. But yeah, I looked at this dude's and it was just stinker after stinker. Hold on. And he's still
Then you
getting
wonder
like he
like,
made a movie in 2020. Or
yeah, who's paying for these movies? Like does he have some rich parent or something?
it's gotta be. It's like Tommy Rizzo, The Call or whatever. He just has a bunch of money that nobody knows how he got.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, isn't he like
Yeah.
insanely rich?
hmm Okay. So let's see. Oh, so that's the thing. This dude's a cinematographer and a director. So for cinematography, he did Speed, he did Falling Down, which I love Falling Down. What else? Dante's Peak,
Hey,
U.S.
cinematography.
Marshals, cinematography. How
Okay,
good
so
is the
that guy needs to
directing?
stay in cinema. What?
Right? Lethal
I
Weapon
wonder
4.
what he would have done cinematography wise for Doom.
So for directing, he did Romeo Must Die. He did Exit Wounds. He just really likes DMX, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna
Cradle to the
say, isn't
Grave.
Exit Rooms DMX?
Yeah. So is Romeo Must Die. So he's
Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
god.
three DMX films. He did the Street Fighter film
Oh, that's horrible too.
from
Damn, we should have
'09.
put
He
that one
did that.
on the list.
He did Maximum Impact from 2017, and then he did Dead Reckoning in 2020. And all of these have like a 5 or below as their ratings
Out of 10, most likely, right?
out of 10,
Yeah,
not
our
out of
rating's out of
5.
5.
His is out of 10, and it's a stink.
So
So
yeah,
his cinematography is great. His
yeah,
directing is not so
I'm
great.
surprised. Where it's like, I guess it's like you found out what you're actually good at. So
Yeah,
no harm in trying other
yeah.
things, but I guess like they no harm in trying it multiple times. I guess.
They were like, let's just keep giving him money. Maybe he'll get better.
Yeah, like
Like, oh, it
I don't
wasn't
know.
your fault. It was the writing. Like,
Now we typically like ask like who like do we recommend these films? Now that we're deliberately looking for like bad movies.
bad.
So like what do you do? Like do you recommend this movie to someone that's just like I want to watch a crappy movie?
I would recommend it because like my outlook on it was if I was a writer of a film or a TV show, like I want to see the good and I want to see the bad.
True.
So I would recommend it to somebody that is, I guess, going through that of, hey, I think I would be interested in working in the film or TV industry, and I want to be a writer, and I want to see what makes a movie good. So let's watch good movies or TV shows, and then what makes a TV show or film bad, watch bad movies.
I wonder if that's like a thing in like film schools. Like I know you don't
It's
want to kind of
gotta
like
be.
you don't want to
Only watch good stuff.
like focus on like well also you don't want to focus on the bad things of everything,
Yeah.
but I think it's true. Like you kind of want to see what's good, and teaching like The Godfather is like this great epic and everything. But then what's the counterpart to The Godfather? What's a shitty
hmm
movie? And I
That's the
think
truth.
yeah, and I think you kind of like it's like there's no way of learning from that unless you see it and you
Yeah.
understand in a film perspective that like this is not good and I don't want to do this.
And then you
And so
can
hopefully.
dissect why. Like, oh, this is
Mhm.
what made this bad, or like, oh, this could have been good if they would have done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And or like you want to put it as a personal challenge to yourself. Like, hey, like I'm a screenwriter, I'm like brand new, I'm in school and everything. I want to rewrite Doom
Yeah,
in my perspective and stuff. That would be that would be kind of cool. Where it's like
that
you're
would
in
actually be really
like
cool.
a class and you're like, all right, everyone choose a bad movie and rewrite
Yeah,
it.
And like it's perfect because they have source like this, like you were saying, the source material from the game that they can pull from. Like some of
Yeah,
these other bad movies that we're watching aren't based on games, so we're just gonna
they're
watch and see
just
how bad they are.
they're just bad movies.
Just bad. So we'll figure out if it's the directing or the writing, but yeah, these upcoming ones are just bad.
I'll recommend this to someone if someone says like Dwayne Johnson's like the greatest like actor. Be
Oh,
like, hey, let's watch this
have
one.
you seen Doom? Have you seen Scorpion King and Doom? Like,
Yeah, we'll watch both and see.
watch those. Yeah. And let me know how if you feel the same way after that.
All right, Kai, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. I'm Kai.
And I'm Jason, and please, we'll be back next week for another one. I swear I can probably, but please like and subscribe to our channel Saturday Night Popcorn and watch our other videos.